Is the stock market crashing? We've had a slight decline in the market yesterday and there's some fear amongst investors, but we are still in a long-term bull trend, and I'm going to show you now why there's nothing to worry about. So we're going to look at the S&P 500. Then I'm going to have a look at two stocks to see how they are performing. It gives you a general view of what's actually happening in the stock market. So before we begin, let's look at this layout. We have the 3-screen layout here, and in the top left hand chart is the monthly time frame. The top right hand chart is the weekly time frame, and this chart along the bottom is the daily time frame. And note that the weekly and the daily both have trend filters: green when we are bullish, red bearish, and grey when we are seeing a correction. And also when we see a mixture of trend filter colors in a short period of time, it indicates an area of consolidation. So let's look at the S&P on the monthly time frame to begin with. If I just zoom all the way out, we can clearly see price is in this long-term uptrend. These lines are just major levels of support and resistance. So as you can see, this price has been in a bull trend since its low back in March 2009. This was the end of the real estate market crash. The price has been in a bull rally ever since, but there have been some areas of consolidation and deep declines against the trend along the way. This deep decline was during the COVID pandemic, and most recently price corrected. So this is from January 2022 when price reached an all-time high of $4,818. Price declined, came down to this low in October 2022 at a level of $3,490. Ever since October, price has been recovering from this correction and still looking strong. So when we look at the bigger picture, we can clearly see price is in an overall bull trend. When we also look at these previous corrections, price usually resumes the previous trend and continues to create new all-time highs. And that's exactly what's happening right now. If you look at the monthly, there's no signs of a market crash here. So let's go down to the weekly time frame. The weekly is displaying green candles. Remember, green is when we are bullish, and price is also above the 50 and the 200 simple moving averages. Here's that period in October, which I mentioned on the monthly, where price came down and found support. And we can see where it actually found support. It's at the weekly 200 simple moving average. It started off moving sideways to up, but then the momentum built up. Well, once we entered the end of May, we started to see an increase in the pace of this bullish move. So price is now making its way towards the all-time high here. And if it does reach this level, we may see some sort of turbulence. We may see a reversal. We may see price struggle for a meantime before actually breaking through, or price may just easily break straight through and continue to move to the upside. Let's go down to the daily time frame now. The bars are green. We have a few grey candles. Remember, grey indicates a correction. So this is what's happened along the way. Price has just pulled back towards the 20 simple moving average, and then we've seen a continuation to the upside. So yesterday's candle, this is Thursday's candle, price started to decline. So Wednesday we had an indecision candle, then Thursday we had a bearish candle, and now this panic is set into the market because price is starting to decline. But let's zoom in. Let's measure how deep this decline actually is. So if we measure it from around the close of Wednesday to the close of Thursday, that's a decline of only around 0.69%. 0.69% is very, very small. If we look at this previous decline, we had if I just measure from the high to the low, that's a decline of 2.68%. And price came down to almost reached the 20 simple moving average. So this is not a major decline to worry about. Price is just pulling back, which it normally does. We're never going to see a straight line forever. Price will move up. There'll be some selling. Price will come down to a level of support, and then we'll see a continuation to the upside. Right now, so there's some buyers that are just selling. So we're starting to see some sell-off in the market. Price may come down all the way to the 20 simple moving average. It may even come down to the 50 simple moving average. But as long as price comes down, finds support, it should resume the overall bullish trend. We have to withstand these areas of corrections and period of mini consolidation, because that's how we end up profitable over the long term. We have to remain in our assets and endure these corrections, because overall, if we are in a bullish trend, we will end up with profit once we close our positions. So this is why we have nothing to worry about. Price is just doing what it normally does, and we should see price resume the overall trend. If for whatever reason we start to see some deep declines, then we have stop losses in place to minimize our losses. So again, nothing to worry about as long as we are taking care of our risk management. So let's end off by looking at two stocks. The first one is Apple. Just going to have a quick overview of these two stocks. You can see that the overall trend is bullish. We have this indecision candle for July right now, but price this month has created new record highs, and this month's candle has come just $2 short of the $200 round number. So the $200 is a major level of resistance. It's a psychological level, so we may see price struggle to break through this level here. The weekly time frame is displaying green candles, so we are bullish on the weekly, and on the daily we are also bullish. Price, the majority of the candles are green. We have a grey candle for Thursday because price is starting to decline, but if price comes down to find support, we should see a resumption of the bull trend and the bars should turn green once again. So again, we can see from Apple, nothing to worry about. We are still bullish and price is forming a nice impulsive move to the upside. And I'm now going to look at the last stock on the list, which is Nvidia. Nvidia is really big in the AI space right now, and you can see their stock is performing really well. We have these strong bullish candles all the way from, if we look back to January this year, prices continued to soar to the upside. The next major level of resistance could be the $500 round number. We may see some turbulence around this point because it is a psychological level, so we'll have to wait and see how much momentum the buyers can build if it does reach this round number up here. On the weekly time frame, the bars are green. Price is above the 50 and 200 simple moving averages, and on the daily time frame, so the bars are green here. We can see how strong this current move is. We even had a gap up, and this actually gapped above a previous all-time high. This occurred on May 25th, and once price gapped up, we continued to see the bullish momentum. We continue to see a pattern of higher highs and higher lows, and price has been supported by the 20 simple moving average. So like the S&P, if price does continue to decline, we have the 20 simple moving average just below, which has been holding price up since, if you look back in February this year, price has been using the 20 simple moving average as support. So it's likely to come down to this level once again and bounce back to the upside. So here we have it. We can see that on the S&P and in the two stocks I've covered, Apple and Nvidia, they're all looking bullish. So nothing to worry about. The market is not crashing. If it does continue to decline, remember that you should be managing your positions correctly, only having a maximum risk of 1 or 2%. That way you can minimize any losses in the market. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can catch all of our videos, and hit the notification icon so that you can be alerted once a video is released, because the videos are all time sensitive. Look forward to seeing you all on the next video.